Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Rat Mechanic Drilling Thunder. It's Korvoth here, and today we are going to do an expansion on the suspension video. I've got a couple of comments and wanting to see how the suspension actually works and a tutorial on how to build my truck, car, vehicle thing here. I'll go ahead and tell you that everything I build turns out to be different. I've never been able to copy one exactly. We'll get something fairly similar, but it's definitely going to be different. I will tell you now, the actual core of the vehicle will be extremely similar, if not almost exact. But the body, it's pretty much add your own personal flair to these things, folks. Make it your own. If you copy mine, I'll take it as a serious form of flattery. Trust me, I'm not going to get mad at all. But making it your own personal style just kind of makes it literally yours, and you might just come up with something that everybody else wants to copy. So yeah, let's get to it over here. I've got a chest right here that is full of pieces. Don't know if it's everything we're going to need, but it's going to be quite a bit of it. I don't know if I'm probably going to use off-road suspension, but I do have the sport suspension just in case. And we're going to do it with the front steering bearings on suspension pieces, just so we can try those out. Got the new suspension idea we're going to check out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with heavy material. We're going to go with a 4 wide thing there, big enough to put the seat on. And on this one, I am going to, we're going to leave a little bit of a gap there so we can see our fuel level. When you're sitting in the seat, you want to be able to look and, see your fuel level, because the rest of it's going to be, covered up. Normally, I would put the engine in the back and in the bed just to kind of even out the weight. But on this one, we're actually going to attach that chest to the back. So the engine, we're going to pop up here. Now, I am thinking that, we want the lighter stuff up top. I don't know. I think we'll be able to go up here. Let's check the height of that. Let's see how big that is. For off-road, off-road, one less at the bottom of the suspension, one lower than the bottom of your chassis. If you want it for more of a road car, you would want it even with the bottom of the chassis. But remember, these give you 2 blocks of travel. So one block being there, the axle is probably the tire is going to be 1 block underneath it for sure, maybe even 2. So that'll keep our chassis off the ground. That should do us there. And what's really going to hurt is I've got to hold all of this in here because that has to go on here next. We'll get that back off of there so we can get access to that. Grab our chest. That is going to go on here like so. And then the bed will be on top of that. And we'll run us a couple of blocks out here, like so. to put the back suspension in place. That is the basic core of the vehicle. Now, of course, you're going to dress it up, and you're going to want to, let's see, we have a concrete. There it is. Have extra connection just in case something gets hit. Well, like I said, you want most of your weight. I'm just doing this to give it more weight on the bottom and a little bit more of a connection to it, so that if, you know, one piece gets hit, it doesn't knock it completely loose. But, you know, that's all. And we're going to make sure that gets connected to there. That gets connected to there. This is going to give us the beginning of our actual body. But we'll get to that later. Most important part is the actual suspension. Now we're going to take these little bolts. You can find those in the little scrap sheds. Bolting the shelves to the walls of the scrap sheds. They're in almost every single one. The itty bitty teeny tiny buildings, they don't have any shelves in them. But other than that, you'll find them in just about every one of those scrap buildings. And you're just going to bolt those right onto the bottom. And here comes the tricky part. They made it a little bit easier, but you just got to put your cursor there on the gap between the suspension and the bolt, and you should get your little ghost there. Rotate it to the front. The same thing there. And we're going to slap a bearing on top of that. One thing I need to go and get, because there's one thing you really need to do. Get my paint gun and some paint, because you really, 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 really want to paint your bearings as you're building. Now we're going to take this double elbow thing here. And we're going to point it, down and in. Think. Wait. Nope. I'm thinking something different. We got bearings on this one. That's right. So we're going to pull this back out. We don't do that. We start with a curved piece on this one. My bad. Because I forgot for a second we actually got bearings on the bottom of this one. Works the same though. Just point your cursor right at the top of the pipe, right there at the gap where the bearing is on the bottom of this new suspension, and boom. I forgot for a second we were dealing with new suspension. Boom. Boom. Go ahead and put those bearings there, because that is where our wheels are going to go. And again, like I said, paint your bearings. Paint your bearings, paint your bearings, paint your bearings. Now here, I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm going to go like this. That should fit. And a bearing there and a bearing there. This is my first time building one of these, folks, so, please bear with me. I want this wider. I want this wider. So we're going to cut this off cut that off. We're gonna go out one wider. I was just noticing just how that is now, and then we're gonna weld these back up. If I can grab the right spot. That's it. Okay, so all that's still relevant. Just pretend that we went out 6 instead of 5. Well, 8 instead of 6. There we go. I can count. And that's just so I can put that piece there in there. And it'll give us a wider wheelbase for more stability. But okay. So all the connections on here exactly the same. We just moved that out one. So we're 8 wide instead of 6. Which means I'm also going to want to move this out too. I'm pretty sure that's going to do what I'm wanting it to do. Pretty sure. We're going to come back here and do I need to do the trick on here? Yeah, I do. We're going to put our piece there. And we're going to come straight out with it. Bearing. All of those. Paint the bearings. Those 9 out of 10 times. I've said you'd never be able to do it one time. And then at that one time I could paint the bearings after it was assembled. But over here on this guy, I had to actually take the thing apart to paint my bearings. I haven't even tried on this one. Ain't bothered painting nothing on that one. But 9 out of 10 times, if you assemble, you will not be able to paint the bearings. Did I run out of curved pieces? Yes, 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 I did. I'm gonna need 1. Yeah, I'm gonna need 1, 2, 3. So 6. There we go. In, down. In, down. On this one, we don't need any extra bearings in there because we're not steering. Weld that up. Put our wheel bearings on there. Get a quick spray of paint. Put our wheels on. Let's get everything hooked up. Wrong bearing. That would work there too. Yeah, you could use either one of these bearings. Just make sure you're using the same. But yes, you can steer this the way I'm building it. You should be able to steer it from the control arm bearing there. That is the gas tank. Let's go to the wheels. I've already upgraded that to level 2 just so we could have the 4-wheel drive. I hate just making them 2-wheel drive. Alright, so that is that. Now we're going to have to get a switch. I've got switches over here somewhere. We'll take that one. Slam a switch on there. Get that hooked up to the chest. Alrighty then. Now that you got it down here all nice and slam, that is full compression. Now you know that this can be where your fenders are without causing an issue. Now we're going to raise this up. Go 2 up. Yeah, I upgraded all the suspension to level 2 as well. Your upgrades will be all up to you. Now let's drop some gas in it. Turn the motor up a little bit. Alright, it steers. Now you can skip all of that extra stuff. You just have the suspension with your pipe piece and done. Front and back, just your suspension, your curved pipe piece, wheel bearing, wheel. Suspension with bearing, curved pipe piece, wheel bearing, wheel. Done. And that will do you just fine. It will work. It'll be a little softer, and if you get heavy with your vehicle, you'll start getting some bearing flop and a little bit of wiggly wheels. But that'll be it, and that'll be extreme cases when you're really heavy. What this does is when this wheel goes up, if it travels up too much, it has to pull this wheel up too, which will kind of help a little bit with the body roll, weight distribution, and all that good stuff. So let's give her a little drive, seize. See, with that body roll there, if it compresses, it's got to pull the other suspension a little bit as well. Doesn't do it much, but it does have to. Let's give it a little bit more oomph. It's a little bit higher, a little taller than I normally build mine, but it seems fairly stable. I like it. I like it. See, it works. No weird glitches that I'm feeling. Yeah. And ain't got enough power to actually pull that thing up, but without actually hitting it at speed, but it works. Now from there, it's build your body. Build it however you like it, however you want it. It's yours to do whatever you need to do with it. I like to keep heavier materials down low and lighter materials up top. It just helps with the weight distribution and balance and stuff like that. So we're going to pop in some more here. Just make sure that there's nothing in front of that. We could actually have turned this upwards to give us some more clearance. I wonder if it would work right. Like I said, this is my first time building this. So we're going to take that one and that one out. Point it upwards and then grab the welder. Weld that. Weld that. That'd give us some ground clearance. We'd have to make sure that we don't have anything right here for this bar to travel up. Alright, so that's going to be that. Let's try this. Put the bearing back. Don't forget to paint it. And grab the welder. Oh, I can't weld these. That's right. You can't weld on a bearing anymore. It'll weld it solid. At least it has every time I have done it so far since the last update. So if you paint your wheels, you can't just, and you change them or whatever, you can't just weld the wheel back to the wheel bearing. It doesn't work anymore. All right. And that actually gives you full ground clearance underneath it. Yeah, that's probably a better way to go with it. Just for stuff like this. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely the way to go. And this is how I build all my vehicles, is just build the core with as much weight distribution as I can think of. I'm pretty sure that heavy chest weighs as much as this. I don't think the bed weighs quite as much as the engine. So this would give me a little bit of weight forward. I'm pretty sure. So what's the weight? I don't know. I can't pull it. I ain't going to pull it off and check it. But I'm pretty sure that the engine weighs a little bit more than the bed. I could be mistaken. Maybe. I don't know. But my best guess, I know that the gas and the chest weigh about the same. Oh, yeah. So we're going to do that there. And that. Yeah, that should still work. I don't think that's going to cause a problem. Yeah, nah, that'll be just fine. Okay, so that's going to give us our weight down bottom, and the rest of it I'm going to make out of plastic, simply to have the lower weight down here. I don't care to check that from the side there, so we're just going to leave us a gap to be able to look in there and see what's in our chest. Not sure about that. Might leave that open for now. As long as we're not in the way of that bar there, we should be good. That's going to be our hood pretty much. And that's going to be where our main body line runs. That's going to be fender. Where I've got that at. Cool. And then that. Oh, we don't like that, I believe. Yeah. Pretty sure that's how that runs. Yep. Straight up there. Just trying to make sure you get both sides fairly symmetrical. You're probably never going to get it perfect, but that's going to be your door to be able to jump in and out. You can make it a little bigger, a little smaller if you want, whatever you like. Probably going to open that up one. Put a little wedge thing action in there. Not 100% sure. And that's going to go to something like this with some wedges. Let's see if I've got any. How much can I do? Parts, wedges. Oh my goodness, I can make some wedges. Gonna want a couple of these. No, I don't like the way they do that, but we might use a couple of those. But I'm gonna need a bunch of wedges. For the roof, I'm actually thinking about taking it to one of these scrap city things and seeing if one of those little green awning looking things would fit on top of it. Nah, I can't do that. Not unless I build the top way too tall. Don't worry about that. Because if you glitch through it and it shoots you up in the sky, you get hurt when you land. Nobody wants that. Might make me some of these, though. Round out some curves. Oh, they take a second, don't they? Okay, so I'm not using this suspension. Not using those, so we can put those up. Yay, rain. And I haven't used these, so I'm going to see what this looks like here. If I do that, it would have to be at least that. If I can make that work, yeah. Yeah, I think I can deal with that. And do that. To something like that for the running board. Let's be real. We want it to be that. It's not terrible. Don't like the way that works though. But yeah. We're gonna move that back. That fender way too big. And apparently it takes 12. That'll still let me get in there under the fender well. Cool. I can live with that. I think maybe I went one too far, but let's see. Ah, nah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Same thing here, pretty much. And of course, that will be all the way across the front. If I can get myself situated right. Alrighty, now I gotta make a whole bunch more wedges. Here, we got our wedges done. At least a bunch of them anyway. Don't know if all of them are done, but we got them. Let's put this up on a lift, make this a little easier, I hope. And, you know, I'm just going to stick another one in here like so. Maybe even do that. I still get in there? Yeah. All right. Cool. That actually dresses that up a little better. See, remember, folks, when I said I'd make them all different, it's not because I think I'm so good that I can make everything all different. It's because I really don't have a picture in my mind about what the heck I am doing. I honestly have no idea. None. Not a clue. I just throw parts until they stick. Literally. And it looks like we're coming from there. I'm going to need more wedges. I did not make enough. How about that? Good thing I got a decent mining vehicle and got a whole bunch of metal. That thing's funny. Yeah, if I have a couple extras, I have a couple extras. It's not going to hurt my feelings any. Speaking of extras. I'm sure I can find a place to put some wedges. Wait a minute. That was going to be here, was it not? Yeah. So we'll block that in. It is way easier from the other side. Tell you what. Pretty sure that's how that was working. Let's hop back up, make sure we're going to be symmetrical. Yeah, cool. Awesome-o. That is going to go all the way across to there so we can cover that. Take these two pieces and put them like so. I want one more. You know, I'm going to leave that up and put lights in. I gotta leave that gap right there for that bar to travel into at full compression. Same thing with this one. That has to be open. Sure, right there and there will be fine. Just that bar's got to have some place to go if it gets compressed all the way up. I found a little piece over here. I'm not sure how good this is going to work. Did I even grab it? I did not grab it. Oh no. Or did I? I did. It's right there. I just wasn't looking. Oh, need another one. I thought I was just going to use one, but I'm going to need another one. Don't know where they are. Everything, I wish the pieces would stay still. When you get something new, it's like everything moves. I don't like that. Just leave me blank spaces with question marks in it if I don't have the right thing open, for crying out loud. You know, I'm gonna use a couple more of those under here to round that out. And I got these wedges, y'all. I'll put there and now. Cool. Oh, I got the bed right up on the seat, so I'm not going to be able to do much there. Yeah, but here we're going to be coming up a couple. Don't know how high. I want it right above head level. That looks about right. Yeah. Definitely go the 4. Didn't know if I wanted 3 or 4, but we're definitely going the 4. And then, again, probably easier to do from down there. Oh no, I'm one short. You know, this might be silly. We're going to put us a little crossbar there anyway for that. But I am thinking, I just had a thought. Forgive me. But I'm going to want this particular angle of a wedge. And I can't wait till I get the thing to cut my own wedges. It's going to be so cool. Probably going to be late game or something like that, where it's really not going to matter much. So right off of that. Right off of that. come out like that. Yeah, we're going to use these like so. That don't look terrible. I think it looked better with a regular wedge up there, though. So I'm going to go maybe 2 more wedges. I got to do something with the top of the window that won't look absolutely terrible. It's just more wedges for now. Those might look all right. I don't know. We'll have to take a look. I've got a couple extras. We'll take a look and see what it looks like here in just a minute. But for now, we are definitely going to change those to those. Yeah, that looks better. Now, y'all, let's see what this looks like. Like that. I don't hate it. Yeah, I don't hate it. I need 2 more. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Yeah, I've got a couple of those. Awesome. Awesome. That. And that. And then in here, we will do this number here. Probably didn't need those there. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, yeah, I do. I'm going to make a bunch of wedges going across. There's exactly what I'm going to wind up doing. Boom, 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 boom. You know what? I don't need those wedges right there. At the moment, anyway. What's it? Something. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That bar. Okay. So, no. That, 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 and that. Gotta come out now. There we go. Gotta stiffen up that suspension a little bit. Give it some more engine power. There we go. You know what? I'm only got a level 2 engine. Let's go ahead and crank it. Yeah, a little top heavy. I mean, but it's not a race car, right? And I could extend the steering a bit, extend the wheelbase a little bit, widen the wheelbase. That's the word I'm looking for. Could widen the wheelbase a little bit, make it a little more stable. It definitely don't go through trees. As long as you're careful and you drive like you got some sense, it would work just fine. It's not going to take curves at, wide open speeds, but that's what it's meant for. And of course, we got the chest to be able to pick things up. See the little glow thing. I kind of like it. I dig it. And finishing touches with lights and other rounding it out. If I find the right metal pieces or something, I'll change this outside bit to match that up a little bit. Or I could change that to the wedges. Put those wedges over here. Put some lights under here. Put some wedges here. Little stuff like that. Put some lights back here. Paint it all up. Maybe even put a light bar on there for decoration. I mean, go wild with it, folks. I mean, make it your own. But that's pretty much my process. That's how you do the suspension. The suspension trick here little works. I mean, it does. Just got to make sure that you've got clearance for your thing. And I'm just sitting there thinking I'm going to have to move that engine up a block because of when I'm turning and it's compressed, it's probably going to clip that. So yeah, that's probably going to have to happen. I've got the extra block there to be able to go up with it with no issues, which is also going to raise my center of mass a little bit, make it a little bit more, little teeny tiny bit top heavy, but more top heavy, but not much. I don't think it'll hurt. So, but that's it, man. Guys, gals, everything in between. This is new little SUV, and yeah, I'd probably put one more little bit down here with some rounded pieces and thing to maybe even find one of those license plates. I'm just sitting there thinking that another wedge going up to that would probably look pretty daggone good. Do I got any more on me? No, I don't have any more on me right now. But I probably would take these 2 blocks here out and put another wedge right there. I think that would look good. Matter of fact, let's go make some more wedges. Wow, we're almost at an hour. This is why I don't make too many of these tutorial videos, because I go squirrel hard. Come up with a different idea. I don't picture this stuff in my head. Most people, they just like, hey, this looks cool. We just got to do this because they've got it in their head and they can see how it fits. I I don't see a picture in my head. I wonder what it would do if I throw this up here. How is that going to look? So I got to check it out. And you know, it leads you down some interesting paths. Some things look good, some things are just crap. You just throw stuff at it and see what sticks. Never be afraid to just throw blocks. I heard something I didn't like the sound of. Get out of here. Making me think somebody breaking my stuff. I can dig it. I can dig it. Yeah. I did want some here for that. And I'll probably do the same on the back. And but lights and all that good stuff and decorated out, painted up, and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's that. That's that. We're going to end it here. I can't really do a whole lot more without taking a whole nother hour for decorations. And we're not going to go into that right now, folks. But yeah, if you like this video, if it helps you out, don't forget to hit that like button. Maybe even to subscribe if you feel lucky about it. And that way you'll get more notifications when I'm doing something else crazy. But until then, folks, y'all have a great one. We'll catch you later.